Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is VitruvianPhysique, and it's time for yet another informational video. We got the knowledge, we got the whiteboard, we got the numbers. It's like Christmas all over again. You know, if Christmas didn't have Santa Claus and presents and had some random Russian guy on YouTube yelling at you about working out, but you know, just as good. So let's say you are having a crappy days. Ever since you woke up, you are feeling weak, you are feeling low energy, and even though you are scheduled to or you were planning on going to the gym that day, you're kind of dreading it because you know for a fact that you're gonna have a bad workout. You may be doing the exact same reps, sets, and weights that you did last week, but suddenly everything feels heavier and you kind of feel like a little bitch. Well guys, the good news is it's not your fault. Well, it kind of is your fault, but it's not because you're getting weaker. It's not because, you know, your progress isn't working and you're losing muscle and your strength is evaporating. It's because you're not taking advantage of the 7 steps to ensuring a great workout. So enough talk, let's get right into it with step number 1, hydration. Now, I know that this, you know, is kind of cliche, and right off the bat, you're like, wow, oh my God, drink water, amazing and new information. But this is something that a lot of people take for granted and forget about, and this is oftentimes one of the reasons why your workouts and overall your days kind of suck. So if you want an actual scientific explanation, according to the Mayo Clinic website online, symptoms of dehydration include sleepiness, tiredness, and potential headaches. So I find that this is especially evident in the mornings. A lot of times people wake up, they're feeling groggy, they're feeling tired, and the first thing they think to themselves is, I didn't get enough sleep. And then they may take a cold shower, they may load up on coffee, they may do whatever it takes to kind of get them back up to feeling normal, when in reality one of the biggest reasons is probably you just didn't have enough water or you are simply dehydrated. We sleep for, let's say, 6, 7, 8 hours, and during that process we're essentially running on empty. It's like a car, it keeps on going but you're not putting any gas into it. Same concept with us. For 6, 7, 8 hours you are not getting any additional water in, and it's pretty much one of the, if not the most important things that you can put into your body besides oxygen and actual food. So in addition to the actual required daily intakes of water, which is about 2.5 to 3 liters for women and about 3.5 to 4 liters for men, what if you work out in the mornings but you drink all this water later in the day after 4 p.m.? Well, it's not exactly gonna go back in time, so what the hell? What I recommend is 2 little tips to remember. Number 1 is drink about 1 liter of water within an hour after waking up, again to kind of cure this whole groggy morning tiredness. And you may perceive it as getting insufficient sleep, which may be the case, but additionally, it may be simply that you are dehydrated. Tip number 2 is repeat this process prior to your workout. We're talking about 1 hour to 2 hours. Within that time frame, make sure you consume about 1 liter of water. So before you get into like pre-workouts and all this like fancy stimulants and crap, make sure that your body actually has the fundamentals to actually operate and function. Get some water. Pre-workout meal. So right off the bat, I do not advocate having a big meal about 1 to 2 hours prior to your workout. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people call it like a food or carb coma. One of the reasons is if you actually do this during the workout, you actually may end up hypoglycemic, which is not necessarily the best place you want to be in for a hard, heavy, intense workout. What I personally recommend is a few hours earlier in the day. So let's say you're training afternoon, this would be a breakfast. Let's say you're training in the evening, this would be like a lunch or afternoon kind of supper. I highly recommend getting in some good quality, low glycemic index carbohydrates. This would be the healthy carbs, you know, the ones that taste like cardboard mixed with birdseed, unfortunately. We're talking brown rice, we're talking all these like superfoods, grains, lentils. Sweet potatoes is one of them, which is good because it actually tastes kind of good. And surprisingly, fruit is another example. Fruit, a lot of people think that, oh, it's sweet, so it's gotta be on the higher glycemic index, kind of the sugary carbs, but that is not the case. Other than bananas, which is kind of like mid glycemic index, everything else is 40 or below, meaning that fruit, along with these other slower digesting, low glycemic index carbohydrates are going to give you a more timed release of energy. What this means is that you're not gonna have that crazy sugar rush and then subsequent crash, like 45, 60 minutes later. You're going to have a slower timed release of energy, which is going to sustain you throughout the entire day and especially during your workout when you need it. On the other hand, if you are interested in having some crazy, quick sugar rush for a hard, intense, and quick workout, not too high in volume, yeah, then some simple carbohydrates such as candy is a very popular one. I see all these YouTubers eating Sour Patch Kids and Fuzzy Peaches and all these other quick candies. And that's fine, it's going to help you, it's going to give you a quick boost of energy. However, if you are planning on working out, longer, we're talking hour, hour and a half, 2 hours especially, if you are a high volume, long-term, person who likes to work out, then this kind of sugar rush may not be the best option for you. Number 3, this one is boring and annoying, but nonetheless it is important. Unlike the other options on the list, you can't necessarily fix this one. Feeling dehydrated? Well, there is a very complicated and very effective way to fix this. Watch, take notes, listen carefully. Holy shit! Not eating enough, or if you are, you're eating garbage. Well, that's okay. Get some good quality carbohydrates in you. Go get some, some sweet potatoes, go get some fruit. And a few hours from now, you should be able to have a good workout. Sleep, on the other hand, yeah, you're kind of screwed. In fact, the actual American Academy of Sleep Medicine and Sleep Research Society, really guys, you couldn't have picked a longer name. They recommend 7+ hours of sleep. However, anything after 9 hours is not beneficial. So if you are sleeping 9, 10, 11, 12 hours of sleep, you are not getting any additional strength or super physiological levels of energy. You're just a lazy bastard. Now, there are certain supplements which may help with sleep in terms of getting to sleep faster and having longer, healthier, more deep sleep. Examples of this would be melatonin, or ZMA is a popular one. A lot of people tend to associate ZMA with testosterone boosting effects, but that is unfortunately not the case. There's no scientific evidence which has proven that ZMA can actually boost testosterone to super physiological levels required to actually see tangible physical differences in your body in terms of muscle gain, strength gain, or fat loss. However, ZMA has been associated with longer, deeper periods of REM sleep, otherwise known as deep sleep, and a lot of individuals who have tried this have reported having more vivid dreams associated with more deeper REM sleep. Number 4, this one is a personal favorite of mine, and I do want to state that for the record, this is not backed up by any scientific evidence. This is just something that I have experienced this my entire life, my entire lifting career. Pretty much warm up heavy. A lot of individuals I see, let's say they're going to be benching 315. 315 for a top set of, let's say they're trying to get like 4 or 6 reps, whatever. So it's pretty heavy for them. They'll go into the gym and they will start with 45 pounds on the bar and just, pump it out, do a warm up, which is essentially the empty bar. Then they may upgrade to 135. So one plate, they may do like 10 reps of that. And then they're like, that's it, I'm good, I am warmed up. And they jump immediately 2, 3, 1. 315 pounds, essentially, they're done. I am not a big fan of that because your body hasn't been, properly warmed up. I don't think that warming up means actually just, moving your arms and flailing them about and getting your body warm. No, I actually believe that warming up involves activating the actual motor neurons. When it comes to strength, it's not just who's got more muscle. It's also who has more efficient muscle, right? You may have 2 individuals, A and B. They may have the exact same amount of muscle. They may have the exact same number of individual muscle fibers. But if individual B is a lot more advanced and experienced with his muscles, they're more efficient, he can recruit more muscle fibers via more experienced motor neurons, he will be able to lift a lot more weight than individual A. They have the same amount of muscle, but one is a lot more efficient. And I believe that warming up with more heavy weight will allow you to get that benefit. So let's say we start off the same at 45, then we'll jump up to 135, and from here we increase incrementally. So we may go 185, maybe 225, maybe going as heavy as 275, and you may do this for like 2 to 3 reps. So a lot of people may think, well, what are you doing, right? I mean, you are essentially using up precious energy, which you're going to need for your heavy set. Yes, that is that there is a possibility of that. However, I think that if you rest enough, which should be 2, 3, 4 minutes, which is a little bit more, but on like really heavy compound sets, compound exercises, we're talking bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, it's okay. I will rest a little bit more as opposed to the standard 60 to 90 seconds, which I would rest for smaller isolation exercises like bicep curls, tricep extensions, like, this small stuff you do on like machines and dumbbells. So in this case, if you rest adequately, I think that you will not only recover from your 275 and be able to lift 315, you will be able to do so with a more, for lack of a better word, awake, muscle groups involved. And in doing so, the weight will not feel as heavy. Number 5 is simply equipment. So what I mean by this, guys, it's a little bit more optional. Just don't screw around when you get into the gym. Don't screw around the entire day, right? You should be preparing for your workout, at least mentally, having at the back of your mind hours, maybe even days before, especially if it's a heavy workout. If you're going to be going for a 1 rep max on your bench press, or maybe you're going to be going for your heaviest, the most amount of reps you can do on like 405 on the squat, whatever it is that you are doing, right? Whether it be 1,000 pounds or 100 pounds, I don't care whether you're a beginner and an intermediate experience, whatever it is that you may be doing, try to go in the gym with a battle plan. And in doing so, just psychologically, I think there's a placebo effect when you have all your gear. When you have if you walk in the gym in boots and jeans and you're like, oh man, I didn't even know I was working out today, chances are you're not gonna have as good of a workout as if you came in the gym and you have your wrist straps, your belt, everything that you need to perform at your best. Because, let's say that you're comparing yourself to what you did a few weeks ago when you had all your gear, you were ready to go, you were planning this workout hours, days ahead, and now you're just kind of like dilly-dallying and walking in the gym. Chances are, from a psychological standpoint at least, you are not going to have as good of a workout as you did back then. And in addition, some gear just adds an additional safety element. And if you're less focused on safety and killing yourself, chances are you'll be able to focus a little bit more on actually lifting the weight. We're talking, wrist straps, maybe some knee sleeves, especially a lifting belt. All these things can give you a little bit of a physical and psychological edge. Number 6 is training plans. So think of it this way. Let's say you've got 2 boats. One boat has a clear, concise goal or trajectory. It has to go from point A to point B. Chances are it's probably going to get there. However, let's say boat B has nothing, right? It has no goal, no concise trajectory of where it needs to go or what it needs to accomplish. It'll be lucky if it makes it out of the harbor. It's probably just gonna dilly-daddle in circles and just, essentially it's gonna screw around. Don't do that. Go into the gym knowing exactly what you're doing in terms of sets, reps, weights. What did you do last week? What did you do last month? What do you have to do to get stronger and improve upon yourself yesterday, last month, last year? I don't care. Can you get better? Do you have a battle plan? Whether this be, something very basic, like you're doing something like 5x5, or whether you have some, advanced program that was customized for you, you built it yourself, a coach made it for you, whatever it is that you may be doing, go into the gym with a training plan, with a battle strategy, knowing exactly what it is that you need to do in order to accomplish and, move towards your goals. Maybe you're like, oh man, I was gonna do chest today, but that machine is taken, so I might do shoulders, and I was gonna do that machine, but maybe I'll try this out. I've never tried this before, but I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't know what weight to do, but I'll just, I'll feel it out. No, what the fuck are you doing? Get in, know what you're doing, kick ass, get out. End of story. And finally, guys, pre-workout supplements. These are, they can be helpful. They are important in some ways, and I do use them myself. However, they are definitely one of the more optional factors when it comes to ensuring a great workout. Now, the primary ingredient when it comes to any pre-workout supplement or food or whatever it is that you are consuming is simply caffeine. And you don't have to go out and buy, super crazy expensive stuff. You can legit have a cup of coffee. I think an average cup of coffee has about 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is more than enough to give you, a little bit of a jolt. However, when it comes to legit pre-workout supplements, I do find them to be better, which is why I personally use them and have used them, for years. How much better? I would say coffee's it's like 50 to 60% as good as pre-workout supplements in my opinion. Number one is simply that pre-workout supplements have more caffeine. We're talking 200 milligrams on average per scoop versus the average cup of coffee has about 100 milligrams. And also it has additional ingredients. We're talking, for example, beta-alanine, citrulline malate is a newish kind of one that's been, gathering a lot of attention in the last few years. Although it's a little bit expensive and it's not often found in the actual pre-workout supplement. Oftentimes you have to find it separately, buy it, and then include it in your pre-workout concoction. My recommendation is MyPre by MyProtein. And just for full disclosure, for full clarification, I am sponsored by them. However, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, all I look at is the ingredients. So does it have basic things like caffeine, beta-alanine? And if it does, what is the price? Because I've seen some, I'll be honest, when I was a year ago, back when nobody knew who I wasn't sponsored by anyone, I was still buying all these supplements myself, which is why I do advocate them. I do use them myself and have used them for pretty much a decade now. So I've seen some of these pre-workout supplements, even cheap stores. I'll walk into a Walmart and it'll be there for $59.99 for a 30-day supply. And I'm thinking are you serious? This better not just be a pre-workout supplement. This better do my taxes. This better make me shoot lasers out my ass. This better be some awesome stuff. Which is one of the reasons why I do advocate MyProtein, because it's cheap as hell. And guys, as always, if you go through the links and use the discount codes in the description box below, it'll be even cheaper. However, guys, in all honesty, no matter what it is that you are doing, whether it be a cup of coffee, whether it be a Monster energy drink, whether it be a pre-workout supplement, whichever one that you like, it's not 100% required. As long as you follow steps, 1 to 6, you are drinking water, you are eating properly, you are warming up, you have, a good battle plan for what it is you are doing, you have a good pre-workout nutrition, I firmly believe that a pre-workout supplement is not 100% required. However, a lot of times you want that extra boost. For example, in my case, when I used to work a 9 to 5, it was very difficult, it's 6 o'clock, it's dark outside, Canada's freezing and cold, you're not necessarily feeling like, let's go in the gym and have an awesome workout. A pre-workout supplement can help there. Or when I was cutting, right? And I'm running on like 200 grams of carbohydrates, if that. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's set some PR. I'm not exactly feeling like having an awesome workout. A pre-workout supplement in that case can help at least get me up to normal, kind of like I was feeling, you know, when I was high on carbohydrates and food and energy, and life was good. So guys, that is it. That is the video. I guarantee if you follow all these 6, 7, whatever steps, you will have a great workout. And if you're working out today, apply these steps into your life immediately, and I guarantee you it will have a tangible improvement on the quality of your workout. Secret tip number 8, Dragon Ball fucking Z.
Take me high and I'll see you make everything okay, okay, okay.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.